Right, so this is a little pre-start to this video. So over the last few days, I think I can't remember what day I started this now. I'd have to go back through the videos, but this has turned into quite an ordeal. Basically, you got this old NISSAN Patrol, which I'm about to put the door back on. But anyway, it came in, as you'll see in the videos, the door's all sort of caved in, had a lot of body filler on it, had some poor repairs at some point and whatever. It's an 83, I think I said 84 in the video at points. But anyway, yeah, so it needed the door repaired. And I ended up making a new skin for it, just because it was I thought it was going to be easier, and it should have been. I don't have any stud welding gear or anything like that I could have pulled the door in. As you can see in the video, it was really sort of caved in and collapsed in. Probably could have repaired it, but I thought, the way it was sort of all bent and twisted up and whatever, and it wasn't easy to get in there to push it out. I didn't really have the gear to do it, so I thought, I'd take the skin off, was my initial thought, but yeah, I couldn't get it off because it was all welded on in the corners, and they had the skin half off, or half off it at some point, and whatever, so it has been all sort of butchered up. So I ended up making a new skin for it and everything, but anyway, you'll see through the video. Sorry it's very long, but yeah, it turned into just a massive task that I never seen coming. So anyway, I'm about to put it back on, so I hope you enjoy the video, and then I'll see you in a couple of hours when I've got back to this point. Anyway, we'll catch you later on. Hope you enjoy. Cheers, thanks. Morning, guys. So, welcome back again to NZ Motor Kustoms. I'm in the midst of probably a couple of videos here because that's basically done. I'm still going to finish this door off at some point. I'm actually waiting on a vehicle to turn up that I've got to do a door repair on. I'm not 100% sure. It's, I think, in the early 80s or something like that, NISSAN Patrol, old four-wheel drive sort of type thing. I'm not 100% sure exactly what year it is. I think I've got to do a wee bit of body work on the door and then repaint the door or repair the paint on the door or something like that. I think it's been wrenched open and bent and twisted or something like that. And I fucking meant to go get a cutting disc last night to the drop saw. I want to get one of those Evolution blades. I think the 350 mil diameter. I think that's what this is. I meant to take it with me so I knew what the frickin' size it was. I've got other blades over there, and I've been meaning to get one for frickin' ages, but I've been lucky I haven't had to cut any steel, like major stuff. For fabrication or anything like that. Most of it's just sheet metal work. But yeah, I've meant to go get another frickin' blade because that's the only one I had. There's some others over there, but they're for something else. They're the wrong disc. So yeah, I need to go get another one of these. What are they? Yeah, 350 by 2.6 by the normal regular center. That would fit on a 7-inch grinder or probably a 9-inch grinder now. So I won't throw it away because I know that I don't know whether that would spin any faster than the 7-inch grinder we've got here or not. I'd have to check the speed. Oh well, we will stop on the door and we'll start another one. The poor old door's a bit rough on the old girl. She had a bit of a hiding. She must get a bit all bent and twisted up. We have to pull it right off the looks of it. The clothes are right. Kinda. I don't think I can get super fussy, but we're obviously going to try and beat the shit out of it somehow. Obviously, I am not going to go super mad, but we're going to have to strip it right off. Just wants, the old line wants to tidy it up. It's obviously, there's a bit of a work tray. I don't think I have to get too panicked about how it fits, as long as it's reasonable. But as long as it doesn't look like this. Oh shit. How much is that going to come out? Let's have a wee looky. Straight edge. Oh yeah, she's in it. At least a 3/4 inch there. Let's strip the door right out before I can even get it out, I think. It's going to be fun. Fuck's sake. They'd broken the end off the bolt and just put a wee tackle wound to hold the fucking top of the bolt on. Oh, Jesus. That's funny. Where is it? Yeah, so they'd broken off. So they just put a wee tackle wound on it to hold it on. Oh, that's hilarious.
Audio Jungle.
Righty, just in town, dropped off the paint sample. I couldn't find a body colour code on the tag of the car, or you know what I mean, like the VIN. I couldn't find a body code for it. Like it's 1984, old NISSAN Patrol. They've probably got a code there anyway, but I've given them freaking 3 big chips of frickin' paint, so they'll soon get a decent cross reference somewhere along the line and get me some paint. So they're going to send that out. So I should only need 500 mils to frickin' paint that door, hopefully. You know, paint and then mix it with some, you know, thinners and hardener and whatever else like that. It's just solid colour. So I'll end up with, I don't know, close to a couple of cuts of paint if I needed it. So I'll go have a quick look at some tools and I'll head back to work so I can get some frickin' work done. See if I can get this skin off and start beating this thing straight. Yeah, well, I gave up trying to get it off. We're just going to make a new skin. It's been welded around this edge. That's actually physically attached to this edge. It hasn't got a folded over lip. It's a bit the same here. It's actually physically attached to the edge. It's not just the skin. So yeah, I'm just going to break a couple of welds up here now. We can get it off like it's even been welded on here. It's actually physically welded to it, instead of like the little edge being welded to it, if you know what I mean, and just breaking that weld. It's actually been welded right through, and I've just got to cut this brace in here once I get that loose. I think once we get that loose we should be right, and then we can fix this, and we'll have to make a new skin for it. Yeah, that's pretty much what the go is. Alright, we'll carry on. I just want to get the skin off before I go home. Yeah, alright. The skin's off. So yeah, it's physically attached in this corner, which I'll have to try and grind it off. Same in here, and it's actually freaking, the skin's welded through from the underside, I think. And same in here. But she's had a lot of repairs before. So yeah, we'll better get in there and we'll better get this bolt out. That bracket for the mirror. We can just take that off and put it on new door skin. I'll make it. And we'll do the same as we'll cut this out and we'll weld it into new skin. And you can see where it's been all freaking patched up down the bottom. I haven't even looked at this, to be honest. It's right back up here. So you can see where it's been. It's had a bottom put on it, and then it's had another bottom put on it. But anyway, so yeah, we'll start making a skin tomorrow. It wasn't quite what I had envisioned. I was hoping to get pull the skin off and reuse it, but yeah, I just got more and more frustrated with it because I could figure out that it was welded in that corner, it was welded in that corner, and it was welded in here, and you couldn't get the bits off, and that was starting to split because it's so work hardened as well. But yeah, that should come off, and we'll make it work. Anyway, we'll attack again tomorrow, I guess. Righty, fat fingers, sorry. I'm just down at work. I just grabbed the door skin off that NISSAN, because the only panel steel I've got here that's the right gauge is that long piece there, that short piece down there. I've got heaps of 16 gauge or heavier, but I haven't got any 1 mil or 19 gauge, I think, whatever it is, which is what I normally use, is 1 mil 19 gauge. Could use slightly lighter. I'm not sure what the equivalent is if you go to 20 gauge, which seems to be the common in the US. I think, you know what I mean? So 19 gauge, 20 gauges, it seems to be the common. I think a 20 might be like 0.9, thereabouts, like it's only just a little bit thinner. But yeah, because that panel, when I cut it off, it was work hardened and it was welded in the corners. Like it's actually direct welded to the in a panel. So yeah, and if I could have got off cleaner, I just would have beaten it straight, put it back on it, and put a slather of body filler on it. So I'm going to obviously have to cut the door handle piece out of it and whatever, but yeah, I think that's going to be the fastest way to make it, just beat up a skin. And we'll do some quick measurements of the other door plus this one, get our rough measurements, bend it up, fit it, obviously trim it to wherever, go around and break the edge in a few spots, and hammer it over and put it on, and obviously do a couple of test fits, quick etch, scooch body filler, and block it out, a couple of coats of primer, and then hopefully my paint will be here. Actually, it's something I've got to do too. I've got to send the guy a message and just tell him roughly what it's going to cost, so I can, hopefully he can send me that money as well. But we'll go grab some panel steel. I'm just going to go to guy that does my sandblasting, because he obviously does stuff. I don't want to spend 2 hours going to town where I can spend 20 minutes going and get a piece of panel steel, and then I can get into it. And probably next week, when that other 57 gets here, I'm hoping, I'll go grab a couple of big sheets, and I'll just do a rough measurement what I take here, and I'll just say, look, when I get a couple of sheets in, or whatever, or I can just drop them that long piece off when I get a chance. Depends which way he wants to do it, but yeah, I'll just drop them back a piece, you know what I mean? It's not hard to borrow a piece and then bring it back. Or bring another piece back. So that's probably what I'll do. But anyway, I want to get this done today if I can. Hopefully get it painted. And tomorrow, me and my dad are going to actually go to a place called Tiana, which is about an hour and a half away, thereabouts, and have a look at I think it's a 31 Dodge sedan. That's a come out of a barn find, and it needs a wee bit of rock repair. I think, to get it on the road. We're just not 100% sure what all it is, so we're going to go have a look. And Dad may end up helping me do a wee bit of mechanical on it too. We're not sure. We're just going to go have a look, see what we think it needs, and yeah, it may be back here too in a few weeks to get a bit of work done to it too. I'm just trying to obviously get a bit more work in here. And I may actually end up doing some stuff for Dad too. The old Jag that we started back in 2020, I think it was. Go back through the videos, there's a Mark II Jag that we were doing some body work on. We haven't really got back to that. I'm just going to move the phone holder. Yeah, we're going to, if I struggle for work in the next wee while, I'll do them anyway, but if we struggle for work for the next wee while, sorry about the steering wheels in my face, we'll probably drag the doors down here and finish them off in bits and pieces. I think I've done all the metal work on them. They just need a clean up and a sketch body filler and whatever, and blocked out and whatever, so, and painted, and then the body shell needs done as well. But just to try and get that a little bit further, Dad said he'll just throw me a few dollars to get that done, because he might have to sell it. Righty trips, let's lift that up a wee bit. So back at the workshop, we've got our piece of panel steel. It's actually not what I've been using. I've been using the stuff with the grey coating on it. It's actually interesting. I need to find out what works out a better deal. You know what I mean? This is what I've been using. Well, that's what the other guy's been using. Not that it makes any difference. It's still panel steel at the end of the day. But this is, I've got that coating on it. Whatever it is, I guess at the end of the day doesn't make any difference, does it? What was it? Fucking all going weird. I think that's better. But anyway, yeah, I wonder what I should be buying. Wonder what works out cheaper. I don't know, or whether there's much of a difference at all. But anyway, so yeah, so we've got a piece of panel steel here anyway. Get rid of that out of the road. So this is our new endorsement. Yep, there's plenty of that to make that. Heaps. So it's actually a big door skin. It's pretty, wow. Yeah, I suppose it's pretty normal, I guess. So yeah, I think that's the square-ish, so we'll start on that here, I think. We'll work our way down. Let's be looking at the other door, and it is dead straight across. Very good show you. Take me here. Bring you around here. Let's just show you. So yeah, like this way, if you hold this bit of tape or hold tape on here, tape measure, it's basically dead flat. So I don't see any real curving at all. So if I just make the panel, just bend it to this, and double, triple check it on the other one. I'm also going to bend this up. All we're going to do is cut it around, fit around here, and whatever, and just get those profiles, which we're going to use the door width, the shell, and just obviously just double, triple check it against whatever, against the door opening, make sure we're close. We should be golden, and then what we're going to do is transfer this in and mark where this door lockers and file that out, and the holes for the weather strip. The only other thing we'll have to try and put in it, but that should be too much of an issue. We just have to probably drill a couple of holes and nick the other bit of steel out, so those pieces will slip in as long as they're in the right place, and you can't see it when this is in there, or what does it matter? Right, just test fitting these first couple of bends. Looks good here. So I need to just mark down here. I'm just going to trim the excess off. You know, I've obviously allowed plenty there to bend over and whatever. I'm just going to trim this off so I can clamp that here. So I got a little bit much in the bends, obviously, but I think it'll clamp up okay, and that'll actually make it pull shape to these two, I think. We will do a little roll, and I might just have to relax the bends just a little bit. But yeah, we're heading in the right direction. But I just want to cut this excess off so we're not dealing so much. I want I can clamp it on and just test, make sure we're in the ballpark, and then hopefully I can clamp this in the vise with a couple of bits of angle iron or something, hang it down off the vise with a couple of bits of angle iron, and then maybe a couple of clamps, and we can just hammer this edge down a bit better so I can fold it over. It's unfortunate, I don't know whether it almost feels like it's heavier, like stronger tensile than what I'm using. I'm wondering, but anyway, we'll quickly trim the excess off, and at least then I can double check with another clamp. I'll find one, and we can just make sure we are good on that other end. And we'll keep going. Get this on, and at least then we can do our test fit, trim the bits around and whatever, and get that door handle in, and hopefully we can have it painted by the end of the day. I'm hoping, or even if I have to paint it like later tomorrow or something, if I really have to, and then assemble it Saturday morning, because they're not going to pick it up until maybe Sunday or Monday anyway, so I've got a couple of days. It doesn't really matter quite so much. Yeah, we'll get into it. Right, this is the other reason why you don't go gung-ho and bend it all at once. So you get your first couple of bends and obviously check it. We're looking good here. It's within the ballpark. Hopefully it's not too low. Oh, we've got a little bit of movement. We can scooch it up and down a little bit yet at the moment. So yeah, at some point we'll have to get this a hard bend over, and we're right. I'll just mark the edges with red marker, but I can clearly see at the moment. So this was my shit. I wish I could. I'll get a freaking new hose real shortly. So this is my mark for the top bend. So yeah, that's actually miles out. I need to double check that I actually measured that properly compared with the other side. I will double check that. But this is the two bends I've got here, which is really hard to tell because this is mangled at the front edge. It's been played with. So I'm not too worried about here, as long as it lines up here, obviously. But I'm looking at this here. So this is the bends here. So that feels like, where are we? Kind of looks like we might be a little low here. But what's probably happened is when we've bent this and gathered it up, maybe because these bends aren't quite as sharp as they could be, we're losing too much material. It's dragging it that way compared with what it needs to be. Mind you, also measuring sometimes, you know, it's not 100%, so we need to just double check this, make sure this is in the right spot. I'm half tempted to maybe just throw this back on here, just with obviously a couple of bolts in it, just a shell, close it, and just double check a couple of cross references. And I don't think I'll cut any more off here yet until I'm closer. But like we could cut. Cut another frickin' not 3/4 of an inch off here yet, just to trim it back. So that's why I've got the red marks in there. So I'm sitting at the same place every time now. But I'm just half tempted to just bolt it back on, swing it closed, and mark where these bends line up with these panels, and just we'll get another cross reference, and just double check that, if you know what I mean. So I might do that before I go too much further. So we'll throw it on, and yeah, go from there. Right, so I've had to make a couple of minor adjustments. We'll just have to double check again. We'll get this first bend in, and probably we'll just have to double check the measurement for the second one up. But I'm imagining it's slightly above the line which I've got down here. It's a bit hard to see with the pencil, but it'll be somewhere in there. It's actually the original one slightly below that, and then we'll have to just see where this line lands when we do those couple of bends. But everything else looks okay. I've had it in here, and on this side here I referenced these points here to the front guard, and so they're there. These bottom ones are pretty much fine, and the top of the fender guard comes to here, and you can actually see this. It's actually all bowed up and pulled off, and actually pulled away from here. It's not sitting right, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this needs to be out here. So again, when we get these couple of bends in here, we'll recheck just to double fit this one. So I should have this made and starting to put it on by lunchtime. We're just about there though. We're just after 11 now, so a bit of mucking around, mind you. I probably lost, it was probably half an hour, 40 minutes, because I chin wagged a bit when I was getting the panel steel. So we'll make this bend, these couple of bends now, and then we'll just triple check that next mark so we can get these pretty close lined up. If I have to put a wee scoocher body filler on or something like that just to make it close, it doesn't need to be dead perfect, because this thing's nowhere near perfect, but as long as it's reasonable when our lines aren't friggin' way off, we should be good. But yeah, these look good to this panel, so we're pretty close. Right, so we've got the last couple of bends done, just rough. We might have to put a bit more angle on this yet, not sure. But what I want to do is, because obviously this is going to be pulled up, but I'm just marking, because this here piece is the piece that comes up to over here. This angle here is the one that comes into here, and this is going to be notched in on the front. So we need to cut this back, so at least some of this we can get it dialed in closer, and we'll have to do something near the same here. Get rid of some of this out of the road. We'll have to notch this back in here too yet, but because this is this surface, it's this one here. So we'll cut this back, and we'll probably cut apart from where that freaking bit of tab is, whatever it is, probably apart from a little bit in here, we'll cut this back to we won't cut it right off yet, but we'll cut it back close to whatever the depth the other one is. So somewhere around about there. For the most part, we'll leave a hunk in there, and we can probably get rid of just roughly a lot of this, to be honest. You can probably get rid of most of all that. Just leave that a bit. So I might try and quickly cut that off before lunch, and just see where we're at, and just see whether we need to put a bit more bend in this before we. I just want to see if I can pull it up round, because I ended up with a wee bit much bend in this, but it's actually good, because when you pull it up, I've already set it on before I bent this, and when I just give it a wee bit of flex to pull it up, it pulls the shape into it, if you know what I mean, which is actually quite good. It gives that bit of that curve that the body's got. It just gives it a wee bit of flex. So yeah, I just put a wee bit much bend on that one. I can straighten it out if I need to, just a little bit, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we need to cut the bulk of that extra away, apart from a bit here. And then I can probably just nick it off through here and just leave a little bit so we can bend that up for the join into that tab piece once we get everything else out of the road. So that's cool. We'll quickly do that. Right, we're close to fitting. I really need to get rid of the last bits of old skin on the door, like this piece especially, and then I can trim this a wee bit more to fit so we can clamp it up and double check it. So yeah, when we come back after lunch, we'll quickly get the bits of old skin off, and then we can clamp it up and we can get it double checked, and we can see whether we need to put a wee bit more hook in that bit. It might only need another few degrees of bend, and then we can start trimming, marking this edge and trimming away what we don't want on here, and just leave a bit for a bend over, and we'll make up a bending stick, and we can start bending this edge over and this edge over, and obviously then once we've sort of got this all close to 90, we'll pull this off and we'll do any repairs and bits and pieces in here. Actually, we might get the skin off, and we'll get those couple broken bits and we'll clean up on the inside, treat that, so we're not having to worry about those pieces, and we'll blow some weld through or something, rust protection in this inside of it anyway, and give that a bloody good clean up and get rid of all this other shit out of the road. And at least then when we bend the edges over, we can probably just about put it straight on within reason. And once we've got it on, then I will work out door handle. Right, let's dig in these last bits of skin off, and we'll trim the new skin up a little bit, and so we can get these two to mate together, and then we'll do a final trim down the sides and stuff like that. And I might actually go back on and see if I can rebend this bottom edge. I actually played with the clamping force of the folder before, and I think it's folding better. I had to do these. I think I've got a sharper bend. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping it might hold that so I can get it over close to over 90 anyway. So it's a bit easier for me to hammer over. It's not far away from that now, but if I can get it over 90, it'll be easier to deal with. is my next issue. I'll just zoom in a little bit. You can see that. So obviously when I pull the panel on, maybe because I've got this being too tight, and it's trying to curve the panel, it's trying to flatten it out. So I'm thinking I'm going to obviously have to try and run this through the wheel to give it a wee bit of shape to make it give some strength. Or I'm going to have to try and flatten this out so it stays up, or something like that. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I can bend up a quick brace and put it, just tackle out at the inside of the panel so it won't flex in. I'm just thinking. But I'm going to trim the panel anyway. But yeah, we need to do a wee bit of work there to stop that from doing that when we put the panel on. But apart from that, we're looking pretty shit hot, if you know what I mean. Looking pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Basically, that's pretty. I'm a bit annoyed about this, but I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. Like when I rebent this edge to get a bit more bend in it, to make it a bit easier to fold over, and I must have, when I put it in the machine, I went to grab it and it must have slipped in and grab it, and I bent it further up that bend. But yeah, we need to stop it from doing that. So I'm just wondering if I do put a wee brace in there, I don't think it'll matter. Quickly bend up a bit of this. Put a wee bracing behind it, keep it flat. Wonder. Put it through B-roll. You could do. Might do that and just see if it'll help hold it flat for me while I put it. But I might have to just roll it through the English wheel, give it a little bit of shape. I've probably just got this bend here a bit tight. That's why I'm sucking in. I think that's what's happening actually. Fortunate. Just a touch tight there. Pull that pin on. I think it looks quite good. I might try and bend it stiffer up first. That'll help stop that from impacting anyway. Put a side impact bar on it. And I'll just tack it on and make sure we don't have any window regulator issues, I guess. Always something. Righty, I thought I had the bloody thing on by now, but I just opened up these slots. I actually just used the cutting disc, cut in here like that, on that angle, and then just buzzed it along there, then poked the drill through there, and then used the file and that to open these holes up. And I'm just having a look down there, and it fits perfectly. So that's cool. I just wanted to test fit it before I put it on. Easier to test and trial now while I'm the skin's not on. That's cool. That fits. I just gotta get the clip to come off on the storm panel. So that's cool. We've got that sorted, so I can actually come along here now and trim a lot of this shit off, excess stuff that we don't need. And I've sprayed the inside of it with some match. I cleaned it. I what do I want to call it? Used my Rolox and then Scotch-Brite on a grinder, and then I've just etched it. Just blown a quick coat of rattle can etch on there. I'll blow some weld through in there shortly, mainly around the edges. And when I've got it on and I'm spraying some primer, I'll flick a bit of primer in there as well. because I'll probably end up painting obviously the inside of the door since I've had the heat and everything in there. We'll just give it a quick scuff around the inside, and we'll just give it a quick, probably once over on the inside, just to colour it up, if you know what I mean. So it's the right colour, and anywhere we've done any little bit of mucking around or repairs or whatever. Pulled that bracket off, that was just glued on there. So yeah, we'll get a bit of primer and everything on there at some point, but I'll blow some weld through it. So I will now blow a bit more weld through in there, just in around the pieces where it's been repaired before. I just let the rust kill sort of do its job before. So you'll trim the last bit off here. Now we'll cut that down to, I don't know, whatever the depth of that is. We'll just do a rough mark down there and we'll trim all that off. That's where that piece that starts. So we need to sort of mark in here. We'll find something to just run a line down there and get a rough guide. And then once we've got it bent over, then we can trim the last of this away, and then there's a little bit that's going to be bent down in here and around here, so we won't cut all this away just quite yet, but we'll just trim the worst of this off, because once it's on there, once we've got the skin bent over, like, yeah, you're not trying to get in there to cut it. Once it's cut, it's finished, you know, and we'll just run along there with the Rolox and take all the sharp edges off, and then should be ready for its next lot of prep. Right, I've got a bit of beating to do around these edges. Obviously, it's pulled out of shape a little bit, but that's all right. The only thing I might do is I might make a little brace, bend a little bracket like that, not very deep, but I don't know, whatever. It's as low as slim as I can, is about as wide as this, and put it in here. Mark it out and drill a series of holes in here and put it in behind, because the panel's still bowing in. And what I might do is slip it in from behind and drill some extra holes in this panel and just plug weld it a little bit, and then we'll just put a bit of filler in it, and that'll help flatten the panel out, and it'll be like a side impact brace. I don't think it'll matter. I don't think it'll foul glass or anything like that. As long as I don't make it too high, but put a decent wee bit of width in it, it'll just be like a side impact brace, and we'll just plug weld it to the panel, and it'll just help pull it straight. Yeah, because I altered these couple of bends earlier on, and when we sort of pulled it down, it looked quite good. But now that I've pulled it tight, started pulling it tight, it's just want to sink a little bit. So if I can get it to come back up a little bit with just putting a little brace in there, somewhere like about here, about the middle of the panel, or maybe just behind here somewhere, and just get this to pull up, and I think it'll be fine after we finish hammering, doling, and cut the last of these bits out. What I'll do is I'll probably mimic, we'll make up make a little template of the other side of the top out of a bit of cardboard or something like that, and we'll lay it on here, and we'll just mark out roughly where we're going to cut this out, and then we'll trim it, and then we'll fit it on here and double check the clearance around here. But we're close. It's taken me a lot longer than I thought, but hey, at least it doesn't fuck long like that. And if I can get it to flatten out, just a wee scooch of body filler around the edges, and obviously a wee bit through the middle if I do straighten it, because it'll have some welds in there, so it might warp a little, but it's not going to be anything like that was. And then we'll still put the door handle and whatever, so there'll be a wee bit of body filler in there too. Yeah, I might have to work all Saturday and fucking Sunday to try and get it finished, but she'll be right. We'll get her. He's not picking it up till Monday, so I'm not too stressed. And as if I can get a decent go at it tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning, depending on which time we go up to have a look at this other car, I should get the rest of the work done. It shouldn't take me too long to weld that in and bung that hole in and make that little brace and drill those holes. Like once we get that last piece, that'll be the last of the fabrication. Then it'll just be a wee bit of body work and double check that it makes sure it fits nice. And we might just have to, I don't think we'll have to adjust the gaps, but just hammer them in or whatever. But yeah, we should be pretty good. Right, we'll see you tomorrow sometime. Righty, so Friday afternoon, went and had a look at this, I think 31 Dodge, I think it is. Yeah, and I think it's going to be one of those maybe jobs in several months' time sort of fucking things, unfortunately. It's a real survivor. It's not bad, but the guy is in the middle of building this big, massive fucking aluminium fishing boat, and I just don't think he wants to spend the kind of the money that's possibly need to be spent on it, and it's one of those things he's bought a wee while ago and sort of bought it on a bit of a whim. You know, it's still registered, it's still live, what we call live plates over here. So really all it's got to go in is for is a safety inspection, what we call a warrant of fitness, and as long as it passes that, it can be registered properly and go back in the road. It doesn't have any major inspections or anything like that. You know, it's just got to have a basic safety, make sure that, you know, there's no major rust, you know, and the wheel tyres are good and the brakes work and the lights work, and you know, there's nothing weird, you know, there's no major suspension stuff, you know, falling to pieces and all that sort of stuff. That's what the basic inspection is here. You know, your lights are working properly, your brakes are working properly, you know, it's not riddled with rust, sort of thing, you know, and all those sorts of bullshit, you know. You know, the drive shaft's not going to fall out of it, or whatever, you know. They just don't seem to be overly concerned to just throw a bunch of money at it at the moment. They got too many other things on the go, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain. If I'd really known that I might have went up on Sunday or something stupid, I would have much rather been here trying to get this freaking door finished. So I'll stop waffling and we'll get the door finished. We'll try to anyway. Yeah, so there's quite a big gap underneath there, so we need to try and straighten that. Otherwise it's going to look shit. So we'll make up a stiffener and see if we can just pull it straight, and then obviously we'll finish hammering around the edges and cut the corners off and whatever.
Five minutes later.
yeah, it's a bit of a battle, what we got there. Took me a couple of goes to make that other piece right. I'm not sure if I said that or not, but yeah, I made it too narrow for a start off, and then tried to put a piece through the bead roller, and that just it didn't want to work. So I ended up having to make it wider just so I could get it to fold properly. And I just put a bit of pressure on it and banana it, so hopefully it'll just help push that panel out. I didn't banana it much, if you know what I mean, but it might have a quarter of an inch of banana in it now, maybe, roughly. So hopefully it might be just enough to put all the screws back in that, pull it back out, and hopefully that'll fight over become that. I'm not sure, but it may do. And just help hold it out a little bit. So I'll just flick a bit of primer in there, weld through, and we'll get that ready to turn back over and weld on. And then while I'm waiting on this bit of paint to dry, I'll make the little profile pieces off the other door to nick the pieces out of the end so I can get that bit right. And then while I'm welding this brace on, we'll weld the tops of the door skin. And yeah, we'll go from there after that. Later on we'll turn this over and we'll put, you know, a few little spot welds down the edges just in case. But hopefully it's enough to just make that door bow out. I think it should be clear. It's not very high, that thing. It's only about that deep. So it should be okay, I'm hoping. It is what it is. You know, I'm just trying to do the best I can in the situation I've got. You know, when you have one of those moments and you just go, fuck. Oh, I just want to cry. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to fix it, but I've got to. It's a fucking absolute curse. Yeah, I'll show you. No. Absolute pain in the ass. Like, I marked the skin round. Now when we cut round it, and marked the edges when I laid this in. You know, it would be close to the right width, you know, from the inside. Well, no, I didn't. I laid the fucking door panel on it and folded it over. But I got a sneaking suspicion this door panel is a bit collapsed in, maybe. Because it is just fucking miles away when I set it up there. We've got a fucking gap at the front, just absolutely enormous. You know, you could just about drive your semi through it. I'm wondering if I can weld. It's not what I fucking want to do, but it's too big a fucking like it's too big to fucking not put something in there, if you know what I mean, like a rod or something. Like it needs like something that sort of size to fucking fill the gap. So fucking pain in the arse, because I don't really want to bolt the door on there and then close it and try and put that bit of rod in there and tack it on, if you know what I mean, to try and get a decent gap, but I fucking might have to. Oh, what a fucking nightmare. I should have just fucking pounded the thing, or tried to pound the fucking thing straight. Oh, it was so fucking bad though, like, you know, how do you fix when it's just absolutely caved in and fucking bent the fuck up? And I don't know, like, I thought I was doing the right thing, but I'm like, the back edge is reasonable, but the front is like, when you lay that over it, like you can see here, you know, and I'll probably ground a little bit off, is enormous. That's even worse at the top. I'm gonna find all the old corners. Oh, it just makes me want to cry. I didn't double check the other skin on, old skin on top of it. Oh. That looks like it's that bit. Yeah, hard to say. It mightn't be too far at the bottom. You know what I mean? It mightn't be a million miles away at the bottom. I don't really know. That's that top door piece. Yeah, it's fucking miles away. It is, fuck. God damn it. Oh, this just sucks. It's almost like this here is all like pushed in, and I don't like not realising it really needs pulled back out or something. Yeah, I should have laid that on and mark around that and then lay the other piece on it. I didn't even think of it. Oh, man. I was just going off the door frame, if you know what I mean. I thought, well, it fitted before. You know, it wasn't, the gaps weren't that far away, but oh, I don't know. Damn it. I just created such a fucking headache for myself. Try and fix. Fuck. I was just put so much work into that now. Pain in the ass. Anyway. Right, morning troops. So, after my little clip from the last part of yesterday, when I was showing you with the door skin over top, the old one, I bolted the door on. I'm going to have to try and move the hinges unfortunately, they bolt them behind here, which is not going to be the fucking easiest, because I don't know what was going on before, but holy shit, I can get my whole hand in here. So the whole door's going to come back, which I think will bring this gap right. But then we'll, the shape of the door's probably not too bad, like it needs a wee bit of work, but I can see that it's going to add a massive gap to the front, because we've got, yeah, I can stick my fucking finger in here. It's unfortunate, I should have freaking laid the old panel on the sheet metal first, mark around it, and then set the door on it, and just realised, I didn't realise it was it's being collapsed in. Then obviously when it was sitting on here, I don't know why it's sitting so far back now, because I haven't moved the hinges at all. But it's not to say that this frame hasn't tweaked a little bit either when we let it all go. So I'm not really sure. Hopefully I can loosen the hinges and pull it back and work out what I can do here at the back to make it fit decent. I think my lines are alright, like these lines seem to be reasonable. The gap at the top of the door looks okay. So if we can get it to scooch back, and I've obviously cut this out and I've started my hole here for this. I haven't wound these holes up here yet. The other thing I don't know either, depending on the weather, whether the guy with the 65 Impala is going to come pick that up yet. So if that happens, I need to get the studio outside, probably slip the 65 over there, bring the ute forward, and then bring the 65 back this way so we can get it out. Yeah, and hopefully I can get this to the frickin' point, and tomorrow I can put some fucking paint on it. The door probably needs to drop down just a little bit to try. It's not bad though, like I can fiddle these a little bit to make it look blend better. That's probably even. Yeah, it's a touch high, and also this corner needs bent back, but when it comes back we'll just have to not fill so much at the bottom corner. And I might have to try and see if I can put a wee bit more shape in this bottom. Just see if I can put a wee bit of curve in it. It's a bit square on that bottom part. Everything else I think I can tweak and move a wee bit. Yeah, and we'll just have to try and fucking add to the front somehow. I'm not really quite sure. But I need to get the door back first. So what I've done here, this had like this, these pin was like way over length. I don't know if it's an original one or not, but it's tack welded on there anyway, so it ain't freaking going anywhere. And was made it really a pain in the ass to get the bolts in and out of. So I just cut the top and bottom off it. We'll just give it a wee grind up and clean up, and when we, I don't know, I'll just dab a little bit of paint or something on there. So done that for a start. I'm gonna have to try and see if I can. I'm gonna have to probably go get some longer fucking bolts. This door. Well, there's a little bit of wiggle room in this plate. Well, there's a little bit in there. I just don't know if it's enough. So I'm going to make up a couple little spaces about that thick just to help me pull the door back a little bit further. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. You know, what else do I do? Try and get the door back at least to be the gap right in around here. Because even here, like you can get your finger in there. Well, it's not as though it's not as though you can just build it up in the back edge and make it right here. The whole door's going to come back at least a half decent amount. And then we'll try and make up one for here as well. And probably just put a washer in behind here or something. And go from there, I guess. And if we can get the gap half decent here, I can do a little bit of welding down the back of it if I have to like build that back edge up a little bit. And then we'll have to obviously try and do something with the front edge. But at least then once we get the gap halfway okay here, we can work out what we need to do here. I can slip the front guard back on, the fender back on, with a few bolts. I'm going to have to, fortunately, the bolts are just stuck in these speed clips, broken off in these speed clips, so I can work my way around that. What the one broke off of the here too? Yeah, so I broke one in here, and another one, and that's a speed clip which can just come out. So worst comes to worst, I can just put a couple of nuts and bolts in there. But I'm going to have to we have to shoot away the engineers now. Then we get some longer bolts, just, you know, another freaking half an inch, quarter of an inch, well, probably quarter of an inch longer, 5 or 6 mil longer, just so I know that they'll go through into this without freaking tearing the thread out of the frame of the door. At least then we'll get it spaced back and test fit everything back on, and then we can work out what we need to do to make the fucking door look right. Yeah. I reckon what happened when we pulled the skinner off, the frames sprung in from being bent and twisted, and when I've laid it on the thing I haven't noticed, because it was close to the right width, like it was only, like the edges were only overlapped the same amount, and I didn't pick it, and I think that's what's happened, is when we let the skin go, it's probably been bent and twisted and it's pulled back in a heap, unfortunately. So yeah, and I need to get an extra bolt for down there anyway, because there was that one that was broken off. So yeah, but yeah, this frickin' bolt was just, well, this pin was way too long. It was had this big head on it like here, and it was just, yeah, it was sticking way up here, and it was hanging way down the bottom. So you just couldn't slip the bolt in and just do it up, if you know what I mean. Like you couldn't get you had to, like, with a spanner, with an opening spanner, you couldn't put a ring spanner on it. Or even like, I got a ratchet spanner, you couldn't even get that in there. was just in the fuck. Everything was in the road. So yeah, at least now we'll better just once we get this on. Probably better slip the bolt through here, put a bolt through, spin it on, and should we just get in there and crank it up. So we'll go find some bolts. I thought just the weather was a bit iffy, so I'm hoping he wasn't going to come today. But my other nightmare is too is he's probably not going to be here for a few hours, which is fortunate. But fucking hell, we were talking about it the other day, and he was going to move his freaking Hilux out of the road. Will not leave it parked out here. And it's parked out here, and he's a fucking way. I just tried to ring him, but I'm not sure. I'm hoping his fucking keys are here. Pain in the ass. So anyway, I'm gonna back the studio out. I'm gonna back this out. Clean all the shit off the 65. See if I can scoot the 65 over there. Enough to get this right up the front, and then we'll try and slide the 65 back over here, and then I'll put the studio back in. So there he goes. Hopefully it won't be too bad, but it's half an hour anyway, at least. Right, very short update. My spaces weren't big enough, so I made them out of 1/8. I was thinking between the hinges and in an 1/8 space it would be enough, so not enough. So I'm going to go double that. I think the next piece of material I've got, which is the same depth, just double that. I think it's whatever the next step is, 1/4 inch or whatever it is. So I'll cut that. I've cut that. I'm just going to drill some holes in it, and then we'll bolt the hinges back on, and we'll put it up. Because I had the semi-loose for a start off, and just had them sort of finger tight, and I put it in there. And I thought, oh, yeah, it's not too bad. But when I really snugged everything up, it was just it pulled it back too much. So I think double that, and we should be good. We should have enough wiggle to get it right, and then we'll bolt the guard back on, and we'll work out where we need to add. Obviously, we're going to have to add the whole front, and we just might have to do a little bit of playing around with the back. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the front. It's a pain fucking ass because yeah, I'm going to have to build it up a heap. I'm not sure whether I can use that bit of rod or whether it's too big, like too fat mainly. Yeah, I'm thinking this might be just, it would work, and if I kept it flush to the outside it would work. And use that to build the edge up, and bend it around things and then just grind it to, you know, the shape. It's not really ideal, but it would work. Like you're building up 1/4 inch straight away. But yeah, I just don't know if that's going to be work or whether I'll have to do something else. I don't know. We'll work it out. It's a pain in the fucking ass, but what do you do? Like, I'm not making another skin at this point. I haven't got enough material. Like, it would have been ideal. If I realised that just sprung in, yeah, like I would have sorted it, but obviously when we cut the skin it must have flexed in, and yeah, well, it is what it is. If I'd realised I would have, you know, got in there with a hammer and swung it out, you know, beaten it out a couple of times and laid it back over the door skin, and then, you know, got it close, and then we might have just only had to put a little bit of material in there to get it right, if you know what I mean. But the shit you deal with when you're trying to fix freaking bench shit. Yeah, I didn't realise that. I thought it might actually swing back out to where it was meant to be, not the other way around. Yeah, we'll keep going. I'll do little updates when I start doing body work and whatever, and welding that door handle, and we'll come back to you properly then. But until I get the fucking thing to fit, I'm just gonna carry on. Right, I think what we'll do is we'll put a beater weld in the back. I've just been looking at the gap. We need to build this up a bit. Like, you could almost live with it, but it just needs a bit. Like, if we can run a half decent bead down there, grind up, clean it up, that should be okay. Yeah, and this we're gonna have to build up a heap. maybe beetle out here, you know, like a half decent beetle out. And I cut a little bit off the corner so we can just weld that up, and we'll have to grind it to shape. Once we get it close to fitting, we'll better just bolt the garter on and off, and we'll just better probably dress it until we get it close, if you know what I mean. And we'll probably better do the same with this. We'll just probably better hopefully open the door and just dress it a little bit until we get it half decent. But pain in the fucking ass to have to do all this. Oh well, it is what it is. Hey, at least, you know, show you how to fucking fix it. This video is going to be long. Anyway, I could probably make it a two-parter. We might just make it just long. Right, I'll find out what's happening, whether he's on his way or not. And yeah, we'll get the door off. And I'll start tacking, and we'll probably have to go for lunch, and I'll come back and get that out of here, and then I'll continue welding this, and yeah, probably work all day tomorrow to try and get this fucking thing painted. Hopefully we can get some, I might have to come down here tonight and put some body filler and whatever, because I still got to freaking weld that handle in, and oh, yeah. Yeah, anyway, we'll get on with it. I wanted to go throw it on and just see where we're heading. See whether that's enough or it needs another one. I'm guessing it might need another one, but who knows. It might be fine, you know, with it quick line up, but it might need another one and then around reasonably flat. But I guess we'll find out. Right, what can we say? We're getting there. In places it's pretty good, and in other places we're still a wee way off yet. I think around the back of this door, it still needs a bit. I think it may need another pass for the majority of it, and then just ground back, but it needs probably a little, well, needs probably just cleaned up here. Probably needs a bit extra in here, from here to here, and the rest of it, if we just get another pass and just clean it up, should be okay, and don't put anything down here. Maybe start a double one there, so we'll start here, and just so I don't put heaps down here, because this probably just needs just cleaned off and just brought back a little. And I think another run down here, the majority of it, and probably just an extra piece in here, and then ground off. And down here, it probably needs another full run up till here. I wouldn't do any more down here until we get it cleaned up a bit. I think till here. Hopefully we can get this guard to line up. Okay. So yeah, I'll do another pass between here and here. Clean it up. And here probably needs two. A double line there, just to remind myself. Somewhere in here, just to do another one. And we'll clean it up and see in here too. Alrighty, it needs a bit more at the top. There's a wee bit more just filling. I think one more pass just in that top section, and probably not all, well, probably would have to go all the way to the top. and then down to where the that body line is. It just needs a bit more in there, really. The rest you could probably get away with. And then the back is pretty good. It needs a wee bit shaved off the bottom. And maybe the odd spot needs something. Maybe. Like with the gap that's there and the gap that's there. I'm not trying to make it exactly the same as the other side. Otherwise I'd have to tighten the gaps up even more. I could have to run at least another full bead down there and another full bead down there. I'm just trying to get reasonable, so it doesn't look completely fucking stupid. And at the moment, it's got a pretty wide gap, but with a couple of coats of paint and some, fucking Sunny back out. With a couple of coats of paint, and obviously a skimmer body fuller, you can use a little bit of the body fuller to fill the imperfections down the edge. I'll get better. Whether I'm better off to just run another full bead down them, maybe one down there and another full one, and then really clean it up and bolt it on and whatever. But it actually looks pretty reasonable. We're coming, I just really like to get that freaking door handle and shit welded in, just so I can get on the bodywork, or the last of the bodywork, if you know what I mean. I wish that freaking bead was down a bit lower. I don't know what happened there. There's not much I can do about it, because that one's pretty even. For some reason that's high. I can't. It's like that's run off. There's not much I can do about it. Kind of is what it is. It's an old truck. It's not going to matter too much. But yeah, I wish it was better. Yeah. And I still need to heat that back corner, that valley, and just hit that edge down. It's, as I said, it's built up. It's pulled round a bit. Whether I can do a little bit with that, just to try and manipulate it a little bit, because it's not too bad here. I don't know whether I could maybe force the guard just up a scooch, try and make that look not so bad, or whether I can kind of drop the door a little. Yeah, just haven't got that distance right, unfortunately. There's not much I can do about it now. But yeah. One more bead. And grind it up and clean it up. Righty. It needs it's a bit sanded off down that bottom corner. And the rest of it's reasonable. It probably needs just a little bit of, I don't know whether I maybe just pull it up with a wee bit of frickin' body filler. And that top piece just needs a wee scooch there. I'm hoping I might better, I don't know, when I've got it on the panel stand and mounting that handle piece in, I'm hoping that I might better hammer that line a little bit and just make it blend a little better. I think the back edge is reasonable. Again, I think I can probably just, when we smeared some mud on it, just let a bit run over the back edge, and then we'll just not that it needs much, but just like just a wee, just a half a hair of thickness, or just a, you know, just a little bit, just down the back edge, just to clean it up. I think that's okay. I could probably almost do with another one, but oh yeah, really could I? I could almost do with another one to make it better. Make it better. Especially through there. I might do it on more. Fucking pain in the ass. I wonder if I can do it on here. You could do with a shave off that, just to give it here more clearance. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm trying to fucking look myself and hold the phone. I'll live with it and just we fucking scooch a fucking fuller down the back edge, close it up, just that fucking last bit of thickness, if you know what I mean. I'm not talking much, but just a fucking like a 32nd or a 16th just down the edge of it, like a bit of filler, you know, just, and obviously take it around the other side, just blend a little bit over the other side too, to just fill the marks in the back from them filling it up. But yeah, just needs a quick wee grind on that edge. Yeah, I think I'll try with body filler, and I think we'll call it there. I think otherwise I'll be just pissing around forever, and it's at the end of the day, it's a dirty old truck. I'd like it to be better, but I might see if we can just manipulate this line a little bit. It's kind of a bit frickin' wonky. I didn't think I had it that bad, but it sucks because it's actually pretty good here. I must have kind of frickin' just dabbed my line right here. As long as I can change it. It looks like it goes along here and then just pulls up a little bit. I don't know why. I just wonder if I can manipulate it just a little bit before I go mad with the body full. And we'll drill that hole out and we'll just test fit that lock through there. Yeah, I think I'll pull it off and throw it up here and we'll fucking weld that piece in. Open that out. Yeah, right. Right, I think that's me for the day. I am beat. With, yeah, basically working all day today too. So, I just flick some itch on that door skin. Yeah, we'll tack the rest tomorrow. We still got to drill the 4 holes for that mirror, for that bracket. Like the bracket can go in after it's painted and when we're putting it together. But I've just got to drill the 4 holes for it. And yeah, then we'll smear some, we'll give it a light rub, and then we'll start smearing some body filler down there, and see if we can get this thing to look decent. And well, it's a damn sight better than what I kind of had to frickin' start with, but yeah, we'll make it look decent and put some jam on it hopefully like tomorrow, or it might have to be Monday. We'll just see how we get on. Yeah, I thought this thing was going to be simple, but it turned into, it's like typical one of those things you think, oh yeah. Somebody said, oh yeah, fucking got a bit of a dent in the door, you know, frickin' you know, bring it down, we'll bam it out and whatever. And then you get here and the door's caved in, and it's you frickin' knock frickin' half an inch of body filler off it, and all the frickin', it's just beaten and smashed, and you think, oh, it's just easy to make another fucking skin up. I probably should have just, fucked if I know. I should have done, to be honest. But I think the skin was the way to go, but yeah, it just turned out to be a bigger task than what I thought. Yeah. Oh, we'll know that for next time. Righty, I'll get out of here because I'm starting to hurt. We'll tack it again tomorrow. We're at least we're on that. We're on the home stretch, and yeah, I think as long as I can get a decent fucking coat of mud on there, we'll just keep smashing off with that net stuff on the board file. Yeah, and then we'll just start fucking knocking the back. Right, morning. So we're gonna knock these 4 holes in that mirror, and then we should be able to place some filler on here and start knocking it back. Still too green yet. Like I thought it was a bit harder. I touched it aside. It wasn't too bad, but it's quite soft there still. We'll leave it a few more minutes. Well, I just had another roadblock. So I only ordered 500 mils of paint. And I thought, oh yeah, no, I should have plenty of freaking hardener here. But all the paint and the hardener and everything with the Dodge that I used. It's the same paint, same brand of paint, just different colour. And I thought, oh yeah, no, I should have still had some hardener here. No, I sent it all the way with the fucking paint, didn't I? Dumbass. Oh, it just fucking sucks. So now I got plenty of thinners or reducer because I kept the because I got an extra lot of I got an extra thing of reducer here when I was for cleaning the gun. Like I use the general purpose for giving it a swash out, but just for the first clean out, so you're not using an incompatible thinners. I've struck it where it'll turn the paint weird and it'll turn to concrete in your gun if you're not careful, fast. I've struck it a couple of times like years ago. You know, like, so I'll just use this fucking do rinse it out and then just goes clear. Doesn't always happen, but you know, it's just, you never know. So yeah, like I had that heaps of spare thinners here, but you know, I got no fucking hardener, which is an absolute bastard. So I can't paint it till Monday, but at least I can get it all primed and ready to go. That's just fucking pain. And I don't need much. Oh, the pain. But I said to them, oh yeah, no, don't panic. I should have plenty of hardener here. Just sent it out to me the same brand as the last lot when I did the Dodge. Oh yeah, no worries, yeah. Nah, I knew I fucking should have checked when I got back here and fucking gave them a message and said, you know, you send me some fucking hardener, but I didn't. I've completely forgot. Oh well, I got hardener here for the blue. But it's a different brand of paint. And it's the mixing ratio is different. And I'd hate to use it and fucking something weird happens. Pain in the ass. But anyway. Oh. Righty. So basically I'm at another full skim. It's really just, it's to fill the hollow, fill any other bits. I'm probably going to have to do it again. Hopefully the third time will be just spots. Kind of is what it is. It was still, this was kind of flat through here, where it was more rounded at the ends, and it was sort of flat through this piece. So yeah, hopefully we might have to do this again. I'm not sure. It was that funny mark through here. I'll probably have to do that again too. And the rest will just, what I'll do is I'll put that old piece of, I'll put that back on there for a start off on this. And we'll smash it down with that once it's starting to go off a bit, but not fully cured. That's actually the beauty of this stuff. And that's one thing I've always struggled with back in the early days, you know, like you get a piece of like 40 grit or 36 grit, just them with sandpaper, and you try to start sanding it off and you just fill it full of shit and you couldn't get it out. Whereas this here, you know, it does get stuck in it, but you can get it out, you know, so you can just use it to freaking really smooth it out, and then like use like one of your older pieces and then switch back to a cleaner piece or to a sharp bit, you know, and then once you sort of get that skin off it, when it's still quite green and really soft, where it will just come off and just shaves, and then you can switch back as it's starting to harden up to like a, you know, a nice fresh or fresher piece, and really start getting it to smooth out and shape out and getting it down to where you're going to stop again, and then you can fill or maybe switch to something a bit finer. But yeah, and we'll let that go off for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll knock it down again.
There's no time to be humble. Smiling at the sound of an echoing rumble. Hit the open road. Push the pedal to the ground. Heavy metal thunder, smoke and lightning. It's time to pump up the sound. If you're in a worry, we know what you need. Let's go for a ride. Yeah, the shiny machine. Let's go! Well, if you're feeling weary, feeling like you gotta scream, climb on board for a ride. Yeah, the shiny machine. You hear that, fellas? You know what that means? We're saying grills and gasoline. Grills and gasoline. Grills and gasoline. Grills and gasoline.
Well, got some fucking primer on it. God, I can't believe how long it's taken me to fucking sort this door out. It's stupid. But God, it's been a lot of work. But sometimes you think, oh, you know, it won't take fucking long at all. And it really, probably if it hadn't been so fucking mangled, it probably wouldn't have. But yeah, probably if I actually had a stud puller, I probably could have, I don't know, done something with the fucking thing and made it look half decent, but I just pulled it out and tried to do something with it and hammer it around and whatever, but yeah, I don't have one. Right, let's get the frig out of here because I'm over it. It's 5 o'clock. Right, morning guys. So hopefully this is the last stretch of this fucking job. Don't have any more issues. Only thing I'm just going to double check is I'm not sure 100% how this. I think I've got these holes in the right orientation. I want to double check that strip before I do any final work and just make sure that that's far enough this way. I want to double check that in case I have to file these holes a little bit before I put paint on. I don't want to be doing it afterwards. I think it's in the right place. Yeah, I've got a vague recollection that when I was trying to get, I'm just not sure when after I folded the skin over whether it was 100% in the right place or not. It's not bad. I might just file the holes just a little bit. Just see if we can get just this direction, just a nick. It's pretty good. I can just open those holes. I'll use that little file. Wherever it is. Oh, looks like my hardener's on the way, so that's cool. That's awesome. It'll be an hour or two before it gets here, which is fine. I'm not ready to paint yet, but we'll give that a few minutes to go off, and I'll turn the door over, and we'll clean up around these edges, just make it look right. And I might close the doors and crank the heater up, and we'll put a wee bit of seam sealer around that opening of the seam, sort that out, and we'll go from there. Righty, sorry about the frickin' noise of the heater, it's just one of those things. Sorry, I actually forgot to turn the camera on. So I taped out what's the masking tape, and then we just scooched a bit of frickin' seam sealer on there. So I'm going to let that go off for a while, and then I might just flip the door back over, and then I might come along here with the edge, especially where I've built it up with weld, and just smear a little bit of the glazer putty off and then knock it off. It won't have to be anything super fancy, we'll just knock it off with a bit of that net, and then when we flick an extra bit of primer around there and whatever, and we can give it a light rub, and nobody any of the wires by the time you put it 3 or 4 coats of jam around there. The only other thing I'm going to do too is spray some body seal on there. I frickin' forgot to clean the gun again last time properly, so I'm just giving that a wee soak, and then we'll spray some of that under body liner shit in here, especially where I've done that, put the door handle and stuff. That'll just help seal shit up. We'll just try and wave that in there the best we can, and then yeah, we'll go from there, and then we'll whatever. This will just give it a light prime before we paint. Once we give the last sort of prime, I'll just give this any bare spots a light prime, and whatever, and just a wee light sand, and we'll give this another wee scuff. I gave it a scuff with a Scotch-Brite. We'll just give it a wee scuff with some 400 before we paint. But obviously we're going to put a wee bit more primer around here yet, so, and we'll just give a wee light scuff, and we'll just blow in around here. I'm not too worried about on this part of it, but anywhere it's going to be seen. And I'll put the door hinges back on too. Might give them a frickin' wee scrub up and a clean, and then just flick them on. So at least when we paint, they're not all frickin' shitty looking. We'll just give them a quick scrub up. At least then all the bolt heads and all that sort of shit will be all painted, and we can just give them they'll look sort of half fresh and clean in there, if you know what I mean. Well, it is what it is, but we'll try and make it look the best we can. Man, I keep forgetting to push the frickin' buttons. I thought I'd pushed the go before. I just sprayed some unbody sealer in there, what I had left. That's something else I need to get some more of. Some more of that. But I like the Robolo one not. I had a part thing that's where you left, and I had it sealed up, and it's worked good for doing those few rust repairs in that 65 and whatever. That's enough now empty. So I need to get a bit more of that stuff, so I just got it here regularly, and I'm not having to order it, when I need it. But yeah, you just spray that. I wouldn't say a thick coat in there, but a reasonable, and that'll help seal up anything else, and then we'll flick a little bit of paint in there as well. It mightn't be body colour, but we'll flick something in there at some point today. Just give some of these things a half a chance to go off. So we'll move the ladies down now, and we'll sand the top side. We'll leave this for a bit longer. She's still pretty soft. I'm not sure how long that shit takes to cure. But have a look. Where's that? Right, where we at? So I just mixed up a little bit of glaze a few minutes ago. I'm just having a wee sort out in the bench. Just a very quick one. And then I'll give that I'll just give it a quick frickin' scrub off with a bit of net or a bit of 240 or something. And then I'll give the back side of this, mainly around here. I'm not going to go up into here much. Yeah, and I don't think I'll go up into here much. I might go around here. We rub with the 240 when I do that. We'll just blow a little bit of primer around here, and we'll let that dry for 10 or 15 minutes. I'll only give it sort of one coat. That's probably all it really needs, to be honest. It's not going to matter too much. You'll be pretty happy by the time it's freaking finished anyway. Yeah, we'll just give it a one wee through there, and we might just give it a wee puff of primer on that bare spot. And then we can give that a sand for when we paint. Not too wide up here, we'll just give it a scuff. We'll just blow it. It's an old truck, it's not going to matter too much. We're just trying to make it look pretty and obviously fix the smashed up door. So yeah, we'll do that very shortly. I'm just cleaning myself out, get my gun sorted again. I need to fucking throw this thing away, or I might at some point get I think a 2.2 or whatever it is, needle and seat, an air cap from the UK or somewhere else, and just have another go with it. But I'll get a decent dollar, 1.8 or 2 mil for highball. But I just might try to get another air cap in there and just see if it will just. I think the biggest problem is it's not sealing in the air cap. But if I put a little bit of the Loctite thread seal on it and just scooch it around there when I've got the gun clean and put it on, and then so as long as I undo it and give it a clean afterwards, it seems to work okay. But if I don't put anything on it, it's a bit of a fucking curse. Something must be. It's either these surfaces don't mate up very well, or something. These mating surfaces in here, it's got two of them. I think it's meant to seal on both of these surfaces, on here and on here, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but it just doesn't want to seal very well. But as soon as I put that on there, as long as I got the paint thin enough, it sprays fine. I had to put a little bit of thread seal on it last night, and as soon as I did that, it came right at started, because it was only sort of like spraying in the bottom part of the fan. It was misting the full thing, but for some reason it was sucking all the paint out and spraying it down the bottom. But as soon as I put a little bit of thread sealant on it and screwed it back on again, it sprayed fine. It's a pain in the fucking ass. I don't need that. I need to get something decent. I'm not going to go spend like frickin' $600 or $700 like that was, but I might spend a couple of $300 to get myself a decent primer gun, and yeah, bits and pieces like that. I'll eventually get myself sorted out, and I was going to turn that into a gun wash station, and I'll probably wall at some point, but yeah, I just haven't got there. What I'll do is I'll probably end up with a couple of those thinner containers, and we'll recycle and pump, whatever, and to give the guns a good wash out. When I get to that point, at some point we'll use that old sink. But yeah, I'll plumb myself up a little solvent pump or some description. But anyway, we'll get the rest of this sorted out. I'll give this bench just a wee bit of a wipe down. I've just frickin' put I grabbed all the tools and threw them all over there. That was half the frickin' issue. And yeah, we will get going, and hopefully my hardener will turn up shortly. Not that I'm going to need it in the next 15 minutes, but yeah, as long as it's here before frickin' half decent time today. If it turned up about, even if it was 2 or 3 o'clock, it'd be good. But we'll cross that bridge. We'll get another couple of coats. I might blow another 3 or 4 on the back side. And hopefully we can just give it a decent block out with a bit of 320 or 400, and that'll be ready for paint. As long as I don't get any major bare spots, we'll be fine. We'll get into it in a minute, and yeah, we'll mix up some prime. We'll flick a little bit around the back and let that dry for 5 minutes, and we'll turn it over, and then I'll probably go for lunch after that once I've smashed the other side. Righto, I just blew around the back side. I didn't get too fussy. I did give everything a scuff, and I decided I may as well just blow a bit of frickin' primer over everything, and then we can just give it a light scuff later on and before we put colour on. And I blew a bit of primer inside the door to try and help seal up the, we want to call it, the under seal in there, and just, where it's been welded and whatever, just try and get it, another layer on there to help seal up the welds and whatever else, if you know what I mean. Just in case. And when I paint too, I'll blow a bit of fucking yellow in there or whatever, just to help seal the best it can be. So anyway, we'll let this dry off for a few minutes. It won't take too long. There's only really sort of one and a bit coat on there, if you know what I mean. We'll just give that a few minutes to dry it off, and then we'll turn it around. Shouldn't take too long. Right, let's turn some lights on for that. We'll see if this is hopefully dry enough to see. I know when I was doing the Dodge, it was pretty good after around there. There's a couple of drips here that come off the gun. When I shut the paint after I sprayed the inside, and then I turned it over, let it sit for a bit. Gave it a shake, and there's a couple of drips coming out the top of the gun. Just don't know whether they're dry enough yet. And I did pour it on here. There's a couple, I can see there's a couple of freaking marks in there. I'm hoping we'll block out. It's soft. It's the biggest problem. Most of it's pretty dry. It's not going to get. Unfortunately, really probably needs another air. It's just not hot enough. If it was 20 degrees, I reckon it would have been fine. C, I'm talking about, which is, I don't know, 75 Fahrenheit, whatever the hell it is. So this is when it starts to get really nice and warm without being uncomfortable. Yeah, it's pain. Just borderline hot enough. What do I do? Because I don't really want to make too much dust or dirt or grind or whatever. I was hoping it was going to be dry on that. It's too soft to sand. Damn it. 16 degrees. It's not too bad, it's just not that warm. It's not like it looks like it's middle of summer and it's got a bit of temp in it. But you're, because it's a half decent day, but you know, we're not in the middle of winter yet, but we're heading towards there, if you know what I mean. It's been warmish the last couple of days. Hence why I'm walking around in a t-shirt. I agree. And it's not as though I've got one of those freaking bake lamps either. You know what I mean? I might as well bugger off and leave it alone. Shoot back in about an hour. See? Because I really need to block it out and spray some paint on it. And hopefully, it's like a mark here and a mark here. But I'm hoping that I've poured enough paint on here if I give it a half decent block out through here. We'll get rid of it. So I did. I fucking poured it on there. Damn it. It's too soft. There's not much point in me standing around here freaking the finger up the butt. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's too soft. We'll come back later on. If I have to paint it fucking later tonight, we'll paint it later tonight. And then hopefully fucking it's dry enough and I'll put the fucking thing together. It's the worst thing at doing it this time of year. Yeah. I wonder if I should bugger off. I wonder if it's diesels and that. Yeah. I'll just crank it up and bugger off again. Yeah. Right. So I had the heater on when I left. It must have got up to so 18 degrees or 19 degrees. So yeah, it's warmed up. Yeah, let's see if this fucking thing's dry. Oh yeah, we might get away with it maybe. Might be dry. The other thing I'm thinking is, how the hell can I paint this fucking thing without having to flip it over? Is there any way I can hang the fucking thing? Trying to work a way that I can have it at a decent height and a bit of paint both sides. Like ideally I need something that I can hook it to or bolt it to. Like really, like if I had enough plastic and shit, I could probably put it over, put it on the carpet and then do mask the whole fucking thing and paint it like that. But just trying to work out what I could do. It's got those holes for here. I wonder if I can make some hooks and hang it through them like a rope. I just hate to see the fucking thing fall. Because I could run this rope back across here and pull it tight. Or use the ratchet straps or something, like I have done in the past, and try and see if I can hang it. So anyway, we'll try and sand it. I haven't seen a fucking hardener here yet. I wonder if it's over the house. Pain in the ass, frickin' delivery people are just always deliver shit to the house and then it never makes it over here. I built a little sign out there to fucking point them in this direction, but I might go for a quick wander over there and then we'll check. Actually, I'll just give it a wee light rub with some, it's a bit of, find something a bit finer. got 400 on, I know that. See if that'll sand okay. Without filling the paper up. Just testing. It might be right. Might be right. Go for a wee wander over the house and just make sure, see if that hardness turned up. I don't see it here anyway. Because I'm going to run out of fucking... I'd want to get it painted today. And hopefully it's hard enough in the morning that I can put the fucking thing together. Put it on the car. I'm hoping. And not too soft that it'll do damage. If you know what I mean. It's the worst fucking thing. Right. I'll go have a look. Don't you love it? Get a courier to drop the frickin' shit off. So I don't have to go into town to get it. And they put it in the mailbox half a mile out to the fucking road. Can't see it out there. Standing here at half the frickin' half the finger right now. Door is done. Door is done. Sorry, what thing is it? We'll quickly put these vehicles in here. Hopefully it's dry enough that I don't, if I do disturb a little bit of dirt, it doesn't stick too much now. It's a few minutes to flash. Looks reasonable. It's not perfect, but geez knows the truck, so I guess the kilometres is reasonable. Worst thing is that's not very shiny, and this isn't very good either. But it's definitely shinier than that. Anyway, that's cool. Well, hopefully it's dry enough in the morning. It isn't terribly warm in here. It's only 18 degrees at the moment. No, I can't really leave this running because it's getting low on diesel. But yeah, it just ideally, like, it would be nice to just I don't know, set it for a couple of hours and just let it run it. You know, try and keep it up about 20 degrees C or close to it, and give that half a chance to have a decent cure overnight. So you can put it together in the morning. We'll try. See how we get on. Hopefully it's not too fucking soft in the morning. Anyway, we'll see you in the morning. Right. Oh well. It's done. It's as good as it's going to be. Door opens and closes. Doesn't catch just. That guard flexes out by the hinge. There's not much I can do about that. It's what it is. It was probably like that beforehand too. But the colour's probably a little off, but I think probably if this had a really good clean up and polish, it would probably look similar. And by the time this has been driving around in the dirt and the mud and the shit and whatever else, it wouldn't look a whole lot different anyway. So yeah, she's done. Like we fixed a few little issues that I had, like I had a broken bolt in the door, whatever. Don't get those in there. Like I had a broken bolt in the door hinge. A couple of little things sorted that were just funny. So yeah, back together, straighter than it was, looks reasonable. Body lines are okay-ish. They're not perfect, but they're okay. They line up all right from it, you know. It's an old farm hack. It's not as though it's a show car or anything like that, so I'm happy. I just wish it wasn't so much of a chore to get it sorted, but hey, the end result is what matters, and it works, it opens and closes, all those sorts of things, so it is what it is. Everything's back on it. So yeah, had to replace a couple of bolts down there, whatever, from that guard. Yeah, there was quite a few that broke, so we've sorted all them out. So yeah, it's got a nice newish door skin. It's got a side impact bar in it. It was to help straighten the door out a little bit. But yeah, it looks decent. Part looks, yeah, for an old work hack, it looks decent. You know, as long as that's a new car or a show car or whatever, you know, it's kind of is what it is. But anyway, I think I'm going to basically clean up and I'm going to go take the fucking rest of the day off because, yeah, I worked all weekend and I actually feel pretty fucked. It's taking its toll, but I'm going to make a couple of phone calls about another job apart from that 57. I'm going to look at that 57 on the weekend. That's the second one, finally. But yeah, I've got another interesting thing that could be in here. And if it's in here, it'll be like really interesting, like totally different, totally off the wall, like just sort of hit me sideways last night. I got a phone call about it. I'm going to ring this guy. I was hoping to ring him a wee bit earlier, but it took me a wee while to get the door back together and sorted. But yeah, we'll give this person a ring now and we'll see what the goes. And yeah, it'd be a pretty big restoration project. I'm not sure the condition of the vehicle, but it's from the 40s-ish. So yeah, should be pretty interesting, pretty cool. You'll be scratching your head if it does end up in here and you see it. I'll be scratching my head and trying to work out how to fix it, or repair it. But hey, that's what life's challenges are. And if it does go again, it'll be a massive opportunity to work on. So yeah, we'll keep you updated on that. But yeah, that'll be probably, that might end up actually partly in the last of the 65. I've still got the door to sort. I've just had enough in the last few days. I'm just going to go home and relax and do bugger all for a few hours. But anyway, yeah, just make some phone calls and sort some stuff out and whatever. And then yeah, we'll carry on tomorrow with probably that 65 door and might do some Jag stuff and whatever. But yeah, I might have to go have a look at this vehicle wherever it is too. I think it's here locally, but I'm not sure. But put it this way, it's big. It's really big. And just to give you a little hint, it likes water as well. All right, we'll catch you later on. Now you're really confused. And before I go, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Sorry this video was really long. I might go back, you'll see this, but I might go back through and edit it and try and make it, squeeze it up a wee bit if I can. We'll just see how that pans out. But yeah, massive job. Never realised it was going to be so huge. I think I'm going to have to invest in some, if I get this little job I was talking about, depending on obviously what they want to spend, but it's just going to be straight out hourly rate, and I'm going to stick to that because I've done a couple of jobs recently, and no qualms to the guy with the 65. It's just I try to do it cheaper, and it's kind of hurt me a little bit. And some of these other jobs too, like really this, if I'd done it at an hourly rate, it probably would have been about $4,000 fucking door. Instead of about 1,500 or 1,300, whatever it was. I probably should have charged a little bit more, but yeah, I was sort of part way through it, and I sort of thought, oh, it won't take me too long to get it sorted out. And then we had all the issues, fitment issues, and doors too short, and yeah, it took me a while to sort all that. So it took me a lot longer to put it on than I thought. Yeah, but anyway, it's on there. It looks good, so that's all that matters. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And all those sorts of things. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, ask a question, and yeah, hopefully I can tell you in the end of the 65 video that's coming up when I finish fixing that door. You might know what this other crazy, weird, big, huge thing from the 1940s is that likes water.